Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, can everyone hear us all right? Try to hear from the chat. Do we sound okay?
Can you all hear us?
Hi, they say loud and clear. What's up, everyone? Tree in the Box asks, would I get DMCA if I played the Gal speech before the tournament? I don't know. Maybe we could just get JCVD's permission for that.
I'm sure he wants people to remember him as Colonel Guile forever.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he should reprise that role in Street Fighter the movie, the game, or Street Fighter the movie Part 2, and then also have a game.
Riz, you're gonna take me on a path. I'm gonna tell you my plan for the sequel. If you ever want to know, I'll let you know.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay. So, Street Fighter the movie clearly had nothing to do with Street Fighter 2 the game. So what if Street Fighter the movie 2 was actually Street Fighter 2? And you had Bison come back to life and had everyone come to fight Bison together instead of it being like, oh, a military operation.
So then, basically, Street Fighter the movie the first one would retcon the Street Fighter 1 game, and that's like the true Street Fighter 1.
Exactly.
Which means Honda is actually from Hawaii after all.
I mean, it sounds like a movie I would watch. I'm sure you'd have to animate it nowadays, but I mean, it seems like a way to improve the quality of your Street Fighter movies after the Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh yeah, I don't even know about that one, but yeah, it also retcons Alpha. Flint says that's funny. So anyhow, what we got going on today? We got Street Fighter the movie. Tournament will be tomorrow. So what we're gonna be doing today is checking out a lot of match footage, and we got some combo videos in between. I'm joined by tobemorecrazy, pretty much, well, one of the gurus of this game and other games. I mean, you just did the whole TMNT on at the Look Alive event, so that's pretty cool.
I am truly gifted. I am gifted in the ability of having people ask me to do things.
Yeah, you're basically like jack of all trades for anything in the FGC, I think. I mean, when we did commentary a few months back for CVS1, my mind was blown. I was like, holy crap.
I've spent a lot of time in arcades. Is it for a good reason? I ask you all, do you enjoy this? I mean, I do. I enjoy CVS1 commentary. I especially enjoy Street Fighter the movie commentary. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, so what we can do now is we'll start with the video, this first combo video, so you guys can get a gauge of like what the game can look like, and then we'll get into the matches after. So give me 1 sec to cue that up. I don't know if I'll get in trouble with the music. Thinking if I should mute this, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, you can mute it. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Put on some Street Fighter 2 music.
I'll just throw on the Marcus C music we usually play.
Point.
And let me just screen share it to you, and you can kind of explain what's going on. 1 sec.
Oh man, this combo video. You found this, and I still can't believe I never saw this. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm sure we'll get into it, but you may notice there's some high quality juggles happening here. Street Fighter the movie is a heavily juggle based video game. You keep people in the air, and the game only really just tells you to kind of back up a little bit. It never says stop hitting them. So these are basically in Street Fighter the movie, instead of EX moves, you have what amounts to holding a button down, and then after 2 seconds, when you then go to do your move, after holding down the button that corresponds with it, you get new versions of it. Those all those scissor kicks were special versions of scissor kick. Ooh, okay. So Akuma.
A lot of, and also it's important to note, I guess we would call it like negative edge moves too. They're pretty much like negative edge.
They're like negative EX. It's an interesting concept. I mean it kind of hurts your hand at first, but once you get that good position down, you should be okay. These combos, these hurricane kick combos are a lot harder than they look. So now we got our classic Sawada setup. Now this whole setup right here, again, I had not seen anyone use the low knife into up flash kick like this to lead into the infinite. And you're starting to see there's so many hits, it's starting to push you back. 43 hits, such a death.
And this right here, I know about this one. So that little overhead punch he's doing, you get that move when you're in danger. So if you look at Sawada's life bar, he's in danger right now. That's how he's able to add that extra move, and it leads to this infinite.
Again, harder than it looks. It is, first off, you got to be almost dead, and then second off, you have to be in the right position. But oh man, it is very entertaining to watch Sawada bat you into the air continually like this.
I think we might get Kyokuji in the tournament, hopefully, and this is going to be his character. These are the combos you need to do, Lance. Oh, what?
Cap is very strong when you charge it for a long time. And now this is one big aspect of the game that you probably wouldn't expect. Those EX moves, those negative EX moves, as I mentioned before, a lot of times they have properties that allow you to cancel after them. And of course, Ryu's Hurricane Kick, you do that and you just keep going. You can interrupt uppercuts with Hurricane Kicks as long as they're the shadow version like you're seeing here. You can use that as an opportunity to re-juggle them. You can also just do like 6 uppercuts, but this is a much more effective way to kill someone.
Idiocracy asks who the community's most cracked Street Fighter the movie players. We'll find out in tomorrow's tournament.
You're gonna see some real good matches tonight. I will say I would love to see Damdai come back and school us all again, because he found the sauce, one of the early sauces, which was let's throw some fireballs. But again, there is just so much that's happened since the last time we played this game on stream together.
Yeah, I mean, I think at every tournament there was like, oh, this is like the new thing now. I remember at one point Boxer was top tier. Now it's like Honda, right? Like Honda kind of just moved up.
Honda is a scary individual. Oh, see, this is also looks easy. So you got to charge that uppercut that you hold heavy punch and then let it go after 2 seconds. And then you also have to charge that hurricane kick too. So you're holding fierce punch and medium kick, and you're alternating between them. It is
I'm
Not easy.
pretty sure you hit me with this in tournament before. I'm just saying, but you know.
It's doable, but doing it to this extent, I mean, we have a couple people who've been brave enough to attempt it. I'm one of those people who was fortunate enough to kind of stumble across some of this stuff, but it's been refined so far at this point. It's kind of insane. Like, look at this. Like, this doesn't seem that crazy, but like, if you try to do that yourself, it is very difficult. Honda. So here you can see Honda that Uchiho throw, for whatever reason, was never programmed to stop Dizzy. I'm pretty sure you can mash out of this, but doesn't it look funny? It looks real funny. And of course, we have the multi-slam Uchiho. It wouldn't be as bad if Honda's super wasn't so good at dizzying you. Ooh, now we got the infinite. Oh wait, no! He didn't. So, despite this guy doing
this
so much,
video got you.
I mean, I just expect it. Every time I see Cammy, I expect the whip infinite. And again, you know, it's funny. Guile doesn't even need half of his moves. He's so strong, which you will see in a minute here. But that's just kind of a nice little stylish version of what you might see.
Man,
now,
even though this video is muted, I'm just hearing.
I mean, again, one of these days we're gonna see a modded version of this game. I know. Oh man, look at this. It just. So that's a hold down roundhouse and let go to do that returning kick, the infinite kick, as it were. Now this only works against Zangief and Boxer, I believe, but it's mostly against Zangief. This is a tough one. Ironically, Zangief is extremely good at stopping fireballs, so this isn't the end of his life, really. Like you can get around getting infinite this way.
Yeah, his green hand is pretty quick, and Lariat, he has a lot of movement on Lariat. It's not Street Fighter 2 Zangief, I feel.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Street Fighter 2 Zangief could reflect fireballs, it would be terrifying, and that's kind of what you have here. He's like Alpha Geef.
Yeah, okay, Alpha Geef is pretty strong, so...
So, okay, now you can see, of course, again, the juggles in this game, you're kind of intended to just keep going. Like, as long as you can touch the other person, unless you're getting up into like 20 or 30 hits, I mean, they're just going to let you walk up and keep doing stuff. So this is literally just juggling with lights, and oh, that was stylish. That was very, very stylish.
Oh, here we go. This is the character we see a lot of. When this combo you could do, I've seen Vicky Viper hit that in tournament, so these are real combos.
It's tough. Oh, that's the comeback move that Sagat has that launches you. It's a double fireball that launches you. Very hard to actually combo off of reliably, though. So, again, they make this look so easy. Start with the Tiger Knee, standing heavy.
Yep.
Now, again, there's different gravities for characters as well. So, like, characters like Chun-Li would get juggled by this a little bit differently than Ryu would. So, you know, something to keep in mind. That guy, whoever this guy is, he is really good at Street Fighter the movie, because we have never met him, and he figured all this stuff out himself. Pretty amazing.
Well, it wasn't back in the day, Idiocracy. It was like just when COVID hit, we started playing games online. Oh, Street Fighter the movie. Let's give this a shot. And, somehow he got good at it, just doing low forward fireball. It was weird.
Fireball is godlike in this game. I will say if you like throwing fireballs with Ryu, this is the game you want to do it in.
Yeah, not to mention he has a fireball that he can control. I mean, we're about to check that out in a little bit.
There's some truly just like off the wall stuff that you would probably never even figure they would have given a character. We like to say this is like if Alpha 1 hadn't come out, this would have been what you would have expected to see. I appreciate it. Again, I mentioned earlier, but this version of Zangief is probably... I like Zangief in a lot of games. He's one of the most fun incarnations of Zangief I've ever seen. He's like Alpha Geef, but without custom combos. But that's only because you're just constantly in custom combo. But I'm sure you all saw those combos. Those combos look like you're in custom combo mode, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, because of just the constant juggles, and it looks like damage scales as well. I mean, where we saw like that knife combo.
It's it's one of those things where, yeah, once you get to like, I think it's above 15 hits, it starts to really start to affect the damage output. But there's plenty of moves that seem to do damage even though they're hitting really late in the combo. You might have noticed that Ken combo with the Shadow Hurricane kicks was surprisingly damaging, considering what it was. It was doing a lot of damage. So, or like the Sagat uppercuts, yeah, you're hitting them with like 15, 20, 25 uppercuts, but it's still killing a lot faster than you might think.
Yeah, no Blanca. And there's a question in the chat about the console version. The console version is more like traditional Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's traditional Street Fighter with EX moves. It's a fun game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually started it out with that version way back in the day for like trying to relearn it. I played this game in the arcades, if you can believe that. I used to go to an arcade in Laurel, Maryland, and they always had all the Strata games. They had Bloodstorm, they had Time Killers, they had Street Fighter the movie. I enjoyed the game, but I do remember distinctly Akuma was the number one pick back then.
Yeah, he seems pretty easy to pick up. The Infinite's not hard to do, although like you got to kind of set it up. You got to make sure they're in the corner and they're standing, and you counter them with something.
It's one of those things that, like, as time goes on, it becomes less and less cheap to you because you see some of the really cheap stuff. You're like, yeah, this is one move, but I mean, you could still mess it up in theory. There's some stuff in this game. You will see some of our top players like Marcos and Daikobros are going to make you say, "Oh, who's Akuma?"
With that being said, I'm going to load up our first match. So give me 1 sec to share it to you.
Ooh, so this is an infamous match. This is from one of our. The Ken cheapness, the real cheapness. If Ken went all out, this is what you'd be seeing Ken doing. And this is one of our cornerstone players. I don't even know how else to really put it. K-Doc.
The Bodega Legends.
This guy made the training mode for Street Fighter the movie. He's the one who's making the hitboxes a reality. And I'm just gonna say, I mean, anyone who does that sort of stuff is pretty cool in my mind. Now, BBH, his Honda is no joke. Obviously, BBH has a lot of experience playing Street Fighter, so, you'd expect him to be pretty good at this game. So, what we're seeing here, Honda has the ability to fly off the top of the screen, a la Axel from Guilty Gear, or Billy Kine from SNK games like Fatal Fury. Again, seems much more cheap, but it's not as bad as you might think. It's really good, but there's stuff in this game that's going to make you question, is that really that big a deal?
If you could go over like the red supers and the blue supers. So we just saw Honda's super was red. Ken had the blue one. What are those?
So red supers are kind of like the quote-unquote original supers that were designed for this game. Like something that, back in the day, they didn't have two supers. They had one super. Ken's super was Shoryupa. So they gave Ken command grab super. Honda got 100-hand slap super. Anytime you see a red super, usually they're really good. They may have some sort of aspect of them that just makes them really scary. Oh, there you go. So, just you're going to see. Oh, yeah. You may notice anytime K-Doc here does an uppercut of any kind, they're going to Hurricane Kick out of it. Not only is that free meter, but it allows you to set up a mix-up. Ken, very strong in this game. Not the best character by any stretch of the imagination, but doing things that you probably wouldn't see Ken doing otherwise. Oh, going for this? Okay,
yeah,
now here's the moment. Here's when things get real. Anytime you see a super, Ken has a very distinct ability. There's other characters that have this ability as well, but... Building meter. Again, meter is extremely important in this game. Not only are supers extremely good, but you also have the ability to heal yourself. So if you really want to be a jerk, you can taunt and heal yourself for the cost of a meter. You only get it once per round, though.
Yeah, I remember there was a match where I fought BBH, and I had a pretty okay life lead, and I ran away full screen, and then he got his life back and beat me.
So you might be noticing something here.
What the? What the hell was that?
So Ken, if they interrupt their super with a flash kick, they can actually remain invulnerable. It is banned. This is actually when we banned it. This is the famous match that led to it being banned. So you're gonna see right here, and now Ken is invulnerable. Fireballs can hit him, but yeah, you can either throw him or get hit by a fireball. Now it didn't help him that round. K-Doc still wasn't able to do enough damage to finish it off. But you can see this is a very powerful tool against characters that don't have fireballs like Honda.
Yeah, man, I never thought I'd hear the day that something was banned in this game. That's cool. It's certainly a thing. I mean, it definitely makes my characters a lot better, but it kind of messes up the game a little bit, I guess. You know, being invulnerable. I mean, there's plenty of counter to it. You mean throws can stop it and stuff like that. So it's not like it's invulnerable completely and totally. And we've definitely seen some stuff happen in the past with Akuma being so strong with air fireballs. You know, you put a character who could fill the screen with fireballs against a character that's invulnerable to everything except fireballs, and suddenly it's not as cheap. So something to keep in mind. Zangief still loses to Akuma even with the glitch, but you know. So every character can use that jump glitch or whatever?
Only a few characters that can. Guile, Ken, and Zangief are the characters I believe off the top of my head that can take advantage of it. Of course, Zangief needs it. But really, you know, it's funny. You only get to keep it as long as you're jumping. So the idea is that if you're talking about like, hey, do I want to walk in? You can't really do that because it won't work.
Real quick, your audio's kind of cutting in and out. I'm not sure if you're moving away. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me fix that real quick. I'll turn myself up a little bit and move my mic closer. Thank you. Last thing I want to do is be rambling to myself.
So we got Marco gonna play Ryu this time. Valen's playing Honda.
So Ryu's a very strong character in this game. As mentioned before, Damdai kind of had the right idea. Throwing fireballs is really good. Valen taking advantage. A lot of people consider this to be Ryu's worst match. Honda has the ability to reflect fireballs with the startup of his light kick butt splash. Now, whether or not you time that right, it's not always easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I mean, I play Honda, and I can tell you I've been beaten by fireballs plenty of times. So not like for free or anything like that. Marco,
it looks like Honda has like pretty free jump pressure because it's hard to anti or uppercut consistently in this game, right?
I think that uppercuts are just hard enough to make them unreliable, but not hard enough that they're not scary. I mean, you mentioned earlier Sagat. Sagat can uppercut you to death. So hard to call uppercuts not good when they lead to instant death combos. But yeah, you do have to have some finesse. It's really about the speed. Uppercuts need to be done fast. If you do them fast, then they'll come out. If you do them even a little bit slow, you're just going to be punching at the air.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. Like, uppercuts are actually great. Like, when in doubt, throw out an uppercut in this game. Like, uppercuts are really good. Well, unless you don't cancel it to the Tatsu there, but...
Well, and that's the thing, I mean, there's always set play. I mean, obviously, if a person knows you're going to do a hurricane kick, they can plan accordingly. Valen is destroying into Marco. Now, Marco is very, very talented player. I will say we were reviewing some of Marco's footage, and we noticed that his profile indicated that he had over 400 hours of playtime in Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. So I'm guessing he's probably pretty good at Street Fighter in general. There's the first time you're going to see it tonight. The interrupt flash kick.
Yes.
The light kick while you're blocking is no joke.
That's his alpha counter, right? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
So interrupts are kind of what I would call almost like I'm trying to think of the best comparison for it. It's almost like a tardy counter. Like if you know rival schools, they're free, but of course you have to be blocking to be able to do them. You can't just do them. And that's a big thing right here is that you're going to notice that, especially with the right interrupt game, you can kind of form a wall. You make a wall of flash kicks and hey, what's going on here? Valen actually switched over to Cammy, which, as you also there's that red super.
Yeah, oh my gosh, dude.
All dizzy. Now that super doesn't dizzy every time. There's about 80 points of dizzy meter for everyone when you get hit. Some moves don't cause dizzy. Don't ask me why. But that a lot of times, oh my goodness, look at this.
I try to combo after the sweep there.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's crazy. Guile's sweep is actually a combo starter. So you can see now that Guile's on the screen. Oh, buddy, it's gonna be a fun time trying to get in on Guile.
Yeah, actually, he also has handcuffs, like legit handcuffs, not the World Warrior handcuffs where he could throw you from forever away. Like, he could throw handcuffs on you, but it's a hard move to do. You have to be point blank, and I think it's a charged negative edge move, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, you have to hold light punch and then hold back, forward, let go of light punch.
Ridiculous.
You thought that last match that flash kick looked good? I'll just say right now, I think you're gonna be again. This is a lot of people consider the best character in the game. Akuma is definitely no joke. Very, very scary character to fight.
Wow.
So that's a whole.
Yeah, don't air fireball at me. That's the thing. So air fireball used to be strong until, yeah, it's like, hey, these alpha counters will get you. What? That was a sick combo. What? In a jab super? That's an SD combo.
Yeah. Guile can also do just light kick, flash kick, and then mash jab, crouching jab, and combo after it. So, yeah. Again, very scary character in the right hands.
Now I gotta root for Akuma here. I gotta root for Akuma.
See now how things have changed. Before it was like, man, Akuma's so cheap, but now it's like, well, at least Akuma kind of has to go in.
Yeah, and he can't. All right, I didn't realize Guile was this strong. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now again, a lot of people do consider this Guile's worst matchup. Honda is very strong, very good at not hitting you. That's the thing. Guile has a stomp that's a full screen unblockable. You have to be on the ground, obviously. It's like Goro Daimon, but a character that doesn't actually have to touch you is good against. Guile is extremely fun. I will say, I last night I started looking into how to play Guile more seriously, just because I wanted to be able to explain some of this stuff. He's really fun to play.
There's one thing I noticed though. Normally Guile has two moves, but this Guile only has the flash kick. No sonic booms.
Guile in this game has two different sonic booms. He has flash kick. He has midair flash kick. He has 5 command normals. 2 supers. He had the Charlie super before it was a real thing. So that says something right there. And it's fully fireball and vulnerable. Imagine if Charlie super just went through fireballs for free. That's what you got. And look at autocorrected.
Autocorrects, yeah. All the supers autocorrect in this.
So again, a very, very valiant effort by Valen there. Very, very strong player, but Marcos just terrifying with Guile, especially. It's just like, whew. Again, there are definitely counterplay options against Guile, but I will say if you are just unsure of who to pick, Guile's not a bad option. You could do a lot worse. As Theo is pointing out in the chat, we think Guile might have been the first character they created. I have hypothesized it might have been Blade. I think Blade, because they couldn't get someone to come in and film, so they decided, oh, we'll just film Alan Noon doing stuff and figure out how to make a game.
So not all the supers autocorrect. I know, well, at least from what I've seen, the supers will always kind of like just track the opponent, and that's why supers are really strong, and they build quick enough, especially like with the fireball characters. So
yeah, fireballs don't actually build that much meter, but it doesn't really matter because all the characters with good fireballs are also very good at building meter. So it's like, okay. Like Ryu can build a lot of meter without using fireballs, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt that they can throw a bunch of fireballs too.
So we just talked about Gal and Marcos. He made a combo video, right?
Well, Marcos, you're talking about Cobros. Cobros, we haven't seen Cobros today. Cobros is terrifying player to fight against. Very, very strong. Won't be able to make it for tomorrow's tournament, but I guess you guys should be glad, because honestly, he's been whooping our butts for months now.
Let's go ahead and check out his combo video. It's short, so we'll get there and then we'll queue up another match after.
Cobros, definitely, if not the best Street Fighter the movie player, at least in the top 3.
We kind of just saw this combo here, pretty much.
Yeah, you're gonna see some high quality stuff here. Don't worry about that. There's some really good stuff. And it's not just Guile, don't worry. Even though Guile does have a lot of combo potential.
Yeah, even off of this super, he can pretty much get like 80%, right?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what just happened there. That was a forward medium kick into split punch, which is charge medium punch and then let go. Yeah.
That's so dope, though.
Does this not look like something you could do? I mean, so also in addition, you can mash to add extra hits to that combo. That's what he's doing. Normally the combo, the super ends sooner. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, this combo video is like more like practical combos, huh?
Yeah, I would say this is definitely more practical stuff. This is stuff that if you landed it in a match, it wouldn't be, oh my god, I can't believe it. It'd be like, oh my, that is a lot of damage you just did there. So that's Akuma's red super. It's supposed to be a fake Raging Demon. It is also unblockable, but of course it does not dash across the screen.
That's unblockable?
That is unblockable and dizzies, yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I know the input is like double Clark circle forward, negative edge, 3 punches or something, right?
Yeah. I off the top of my head, I don't remember the exact, but it is a negative edge super, yes.
Here's
and of course
El
the classic.
Clasico, yeah, El Clasico. That's a day 1 combo, y'all. You can learn that in like 2 minutes.
That was the combo we saw back in the day in the arcades, for sure. Okay, so that's what was that, 60%?
Yeah, it looked pretty simple too. It's only like 3 moves.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, once you've played this game enough, you kind of get to the point where you realize some of those extremely long combos are not impractical, they're just very difficult to do routinely. This stuff is a little bit more up your alley if you're just trying to learn the game. Taking advantage of Bison's launcher there a second ago, Boxer has a launching move in addition to having a launching super. And of course, in this game, as I'm sure you've noticed, anti-airs are extremely strong. If you get anti-aired in this game, prepare to lose at least 20% of your health bar, minimum.
Also, Boxer can do these kinds of combos. Like, I think if he blocks Psycho Crusher, he gets a pretty big punish.
Yep.
Like, a lot of these combos you could do if you punish specific moves as well, so...
It's important to note, part of what makes him so strong is the practicality of his normals. Like, his specials are decent. That's one that you won't see too often. That's one you won't see too often. You gotta charge tap for quite a while to get that. But yeah, like DC, super into juggle, end with a special to build meter. This is what does this look like to you? Does this look like Alpha 3 to you? I mean, it kind of looks like Alpha 3 to me.
Sometimes, yeah. When you do get to Infinite City, yeah, this is kind of A3 level, yeah.
I always said it was like crouch cancel infinites. Like, that's what it really reminds me of. It's just crouch cancel infinites that you don't have to actually crouch cancel to do. Absolutely crazy combos. Honestly, if you're trying to get good at Street Fighter the movie, watching that video and imitating it, you will be absolutely terrifying to fight. Can't be Alpha 3 because Boxer isn't unfinished. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. I think it's funny. I'm glad to hear you say that someone is finished in this game. I feel like most people would say this game feels unfinished, when in reality there's only like, you know, an extra 3 moves for every character, a whole bunch of extra systems and stuff. I don't know. I think it's pretty intriguing to see how giving every character chains, like custom chains that they can just do however they want. This game has reverse beat. This has melty blood stuff in it. I mean, like, for a game that came out and what it basically is right after Street Fighter 2, it's pretty impressive how far they took it. I'm excited to see some of these other matches too, because there are some nail biters in here. Some really, really crazy matches.
Yeah, about to throw on this next one right now. Just give me 1 sec.
So this is another Marco match, showing off some blade. You got a couple of blade here, but
Your mic again.
Okay. How about now?
Yes, good.
Okay, good. Sorry. I'm literally putting it directly in front of me now.
There
This is what you get for the Blue Yeti. What is going on? I spent good money on this. So as you can see, yeah. So a big thing about Bison, and you're gonna notice that our friend here, Dank Pasta, is playing some really strong Bison here. Regardless, you look at the tool set that Blade has. That little knife kick doesn't seem so hot, but man, it's really good against Psycho Crusher. Oh, here we go.
Yep. What? Yeah, you got a bit of a juggle there.
So Blade has air fireballs, which are knives, a straight fireball, which is extremely fast version of a knife, and he has these choke grabs. Now these choke grabs, they look pretty good. They set up stuff. They seem pretty strong. And of course, there's the straight up counter to the air. Blade really does make this match look very hard for Bison here. Like Dictator, it almost seems like Blade was designed to fight Dictator.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna see something.
Oh, I just almost reversed to get out of there. I like how the slide is relatively safe too.
Yeah, slide is actually a great move in this game because it also sets up electricity. Oh, into the trip. Yeah. So after Super, I will say Dank Pasta has pioneered a few big combos with Bison. You don't see a lot of Bison combos. It's one of those things where he's got such good pressure. You don't necessarily always see him do a big combo, but there are some really good ones, especially involving Super. Okay, now we're gonna see something here. I always think that Marcos is going to do something insane because the choke grab, you have to hold heavy punch and then let go after 2 seconds when you're next to someone to grab them like that.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, that was what, 60%?
Yeah, so he can combo Super into that infinite power move.
I like calling it the infinite power move.
Wait, is that I don't know. It's
it's what it is. So we're going to see here again, interrupts are very, very strong as well with Blade. Blade actually has more interrupts than most of the cast. We haven't brought it up yet, but there's actually secret versions of Blade. There's 3 other versions of Blade, which we hypothesize, again, part of the reason we think that Blade might have been the first character designed is because they gave so many moves to him that they had to split him up into different characters. And one of the versions, Kyber, actually has like extendo limbs. So we again, nothing to say this is true or not, but we kind of feel like maybe there was gonna be a Dhalsim in this game, and they ended up just using Blade because they couldn't capture the actor for Dhalsim.
Yeah, that's some lore. But you guys are in touch with some of the developers, right? I mean,
yeah,
I remember you did some interviews like in a tournament. They provided a lot of information to you guys.
Yeah. Alan Noon, very, very helpful guy. He's one of those people that you might have read his thread back in the day on SRK where he talked about the experience. And Ralph Melgosa actually still works for Incredible Technologies and was kind enough to donate his original Street Fighter the movie header, the marquee. Literally donated it as part of the first tournament, the first online tournament that we ever ran for this game. BBH actually took that home, and I'm sure he's giving it a good home.
Yeah, well deserved. He's punishing these Psycho Crushers and scissor kicks with that every time. Look at that, dude.
It's so good. And it's funny, on paper, it doesn't seem like that great a move, but it like puts his hitbox out of the way. That's a big part of the high level of this game, is if you have a normal or a special that puts your hitbox like really low to the ground or, very far behind your sprite, like how are you supposed to hit him? And that was an interrupt right there. Interrupts are just so strong. Very, very, very powerful character. I love Blade, probably one of my favorite characters, but I have retired my Blade out of hopes that one day I'll be able to make Zangief as good as them, hopefully.
Are any of those soldiers banned, or are they all pretty much tournament like okay?
We say if you can do the code, more power to you, because believe it or not, even if you are good enough to be able to pick F7, which is the character which is all of their moves together in one, there's actually things that you have to be aware of. Like if you use ground fireballs and try to then use air fireballs, it actually can lock you out of specific moves. So you have to know what you're doing to be able to pick F7. Like even if you played him exactly like Blade, you'd have to be a little bit careful, because you could accidentally get rid of knives if you didn't know what you were doing. And you want knives.
Run me through this code real quick while I get the next match. How do you select them? How do you select F7?
God. It's like Akuma. You got to go to certain characters. Hold up. It is. Oh my goodness, where is he?
Oh, we got the cheat sheet ready.
I have the cheat sheet, but I'm just looking for it real quick. Okay, so you gotta press and hold light punch and light kick, and then go to 10, Cammy, Chun-Li, Honda, Boxer, Blade, Dictator, Akuma, and then back to Blade. And then if you press a button after doing all that, you select F7. I mean, he's by far the best character of the Blade soldiers, like the Bison soldiers. But again, you'd have to be really good. Now you're gonna watch me get steamrolled here. Now I'm just joking.
Nah, you got the tech. You got the grabs after your combos. So I'm always ready to throw escape those, because your throws are too good.
The big thing to remember in this game is that there's two different types of throws. There's like your standard throws, and then there's your clinch throws that are just like, an ST. You have your boxer headbutt, you have your Honda bear hug. In this game, you can't escape those. You can mash out of them, but unlike normal grabs, which you can use escape, which you just saw right there, or you can use Slam Master and counter to escape, you have to kind of respectfully know when they're coming and then try to mash out of them. Now you can see here, I'm just getting real bold. OTG grabs are a real thing in this game. OTG grabs are a real thing in this game, and don't get me wrong, again, you can escape almost every grab in the game. You can't escape SPD, but you can even escape the end of Ken's super grab, oddly enough. So again, you're seeing here the power of Dragon Punch. Plasma is trying to kind of finesse an infinite out of this. Oh,
he's probably gonna get one at some point, I'd imagine.
They are very good at getting infinites. Now, okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Now I took the first one. Okay, so now that's the launcher that you've seen a couple of times. That's hold fierce and then release. That's his medium kick throw. That's that clinch grab I was talking about. There's some interesting glitches with clinch grab that really force you to learn when they're coming, but we'll see that soon enough.
Nice little launch there. Now I'm gonna give my strategy and how to deal with the throw. So anytime you're on wake up, always hold 2 buttons, because all you need is like 3 buttons, I think, to
It's 4, but you're 100% right. Basically, if you get knocked down. See, that's an example of me mashing out of the grab and getting a counter out of it. But that's an interrupt too. That's forward and heavy. But if you're on the ground, you pretty much always want to be holding at least 3 buttons, so that way you can just escape grabs 100%. Though Ken's grab you can't escape. Oh, that was sick. Whew, okay. I watch these matches and it's just so tense. Like every time you play this game, it's so fast. Like you want to talk about a fast Street Fighter game. I mean, first to threes usually take 5 minutes.
Oh shit! Look, he did 19 hits on you in 1 sentence.
I mean, that's okay. Using the so that knife is charge medium punch and let go. Okay, as you can see, supers have a nice little invulnerability on them. Oh, here we go. Okay, and I'm dizzy. Get caught. A big thing to remember is if you're grounded, you can just chain any 2 normals, basically. So crouching light kick into crouching heavy punch, chains. Crouching medium punch into crouching light kick, chains. It's basically like every button on the ground is a target combo, and that goes for everyone, including Zangief.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know.
And there you go. Of course.
You weren't even on the screen, bro.
I mean, that's how it goes. When you got Sawada on the screen, you got to be afraid. At any moment, you could just get infinited.
Lance, take notes.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, we mentioned interrupts. Interrupts are really strong in this game, extremely strong, as you saw with Guile. But you can't interrupt fireballs. The only fireballs you can interrupt are air fireballs.
Yep.
Exactly.
I learned that the hard way. That's how I know.
Air fireballs are actually kind of not bad, but they're not as good as you might think. Like, especially if you knew how good ground fireballs were, you would think, oh, of course, air fireballs are unreversible as well. But then you catch a person with a interrupt, like a forward and heavy punch interrupt, and it's like, okay, well, I just got juggled and now I'm in trouble.
You got the best grabs in the game. Your throw game is just kind of crazy.
Look at how ridiculous! Like, you can escape this. Like, don't respect it. I'm telling you all, do not respect these grabs. That's probably Ken's biggest asset.
That's sick.
Okay, let's see. And he got him. Got him. That's all it takes. All it takes is one. Now that's only possible on jump forward and I think jump straight up, but that's like chicken wing motion in the air with medium kick. So as you can see, Sawada has some strong Fei Long vibes here. Oh no! And escaping it right away, because again, Plasma knowing I'm going to go for grabs. I mean, that's the thing. As good as grabs are, you saw how strong they were. They do not necessarily guarantee you damage. You got to be smart about them. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting you'll notice is when you escape, sometimes you get propelled off the side of the screen. That can be a little disorienting, but you get used to it. Okay, going for the corner grab. Okay, I should have gone for the grab super. Now I'm gonna get. Oh, I didn't get. This is like there's two mistakes there, but it was a pretty hype. It was pretty hype at the end there still. Okay, so as you can see, Sawada has some air superiority. It's very hard to challenge Sawada in the air because if you do challenge incorrectly, you just die. And you don't even have to do this many reps. I mean, you can technically just re-dizzy off of 2 reps of this. It's just, you know, why not kill a person if you can, right? Oh, Plasma taking it. Again,
that one blew up your alpha counter, huh?
Exactly. It's a thing. Like, it's surprising how good the midair chicken wing is. Like, it beats a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the thing though about the alpha counters. I think at least with dictators, they're good in some matches, but then not great in others. For example, like if Kuma's doing air fireball, dictator's alpha counter actually doesn't get you out. Like it'll get you out, but you don't get a punish, or you still get hit with something else, like Akuma's next button.
Yeah, you really have to make a strategic effort to try and like blow up fireballs with Bison. That said, you know, on Wake Up, Bison's terrifying. So, you know, it's all about what you like to do. If you like to do that sort of rush down, you know, Akuma is really fun to play, but you gotta be mindful. Sometimes things can happen that will stop you from doing that rush down. Same thing with Dictator. Dictator, just sometimes you gotta respect it.
All right, speaking of which, we got Dank Pasta from the future, 2099 all over again against the opponent. So this is one of the matchups where I learned Boxer is kind of crazy, and he has like a parry or something, right?
So Boxer can reflect fireballs, which is extremely potent in this game. I think it's easy to forget how good reflecting fireballs could be until you see Boxer in this game. Another character I always think of having a really strong fireball reflect is Sawada. Sawada can just swipe fireballs out of the air and send them right back. So it's like, and there's an example of the heal.
Yeah, I saw that.
Using the heal to go ahead and just build up enough life to be able to survive that hit and trade afterwards. And we still haven't been able to figure out where this crouching roundhouse's hitbox is. It's just, I don't even know. those pink auras on Boxer actually are fireballs too, by the way. Just a heads up. Ooh, nice use of the momentum. That's another thing. This game actually does have momentum too. Like if you do a move, you may notice again. Sometimes supers have a lot of invulnerability. Even if you know you're gonna block it, sometimes you still have to have a plan just to be able to get out of the next thing. And of course, throws are not always guaranteed either, so you got to be aware of that too. Putting the pressure on with
Street Fighter 4 stuff right there.
Yeah, Bison does have some sick. It's almost like CVS2. It reminds me of CVS2. It reminds you of Street Fighter 4. I get it. I see both of those though. So again, Boxer versus Dictator, very interesting match. You know, I mean, both characters have great buttons. They both have options they can lock you down. And Boxer's just so good at anti-airing. You know, I mean, we saw, you know, all it takes is one standing medium punch at the right time, and Boxer can catch you with a juggle that's 50%. And Dictator, you know, great moves. So again, that wake up electricity. It's like even if you trade with it, it still gets Bison out of stuff. I wish Dictator had that in another game. Can you imagine that in Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, it's almost like a dragon punch. But yeah, you see right there the punish on the Psycho Crusher. Like even on block, Boxer gets a pretty big punish. Like right here, didn't get it there.
Didn't get it that time. See, that's the thing. Crouching roundhouse is so strong. It almost feels like I'm guessing that Theo was probably just trying to just beat the Psycho Crusher with crouching roundhouse. That's how good the crouching roundhouse is. This might be the most I don't want to say ignorant character, but I will say that crouching roundhouse is so good. You could probably almost win with just that and knowing when to use special moves. Like, you don't even really need to use any other normal, almost. Oh, here we go, using the headbutt.
Yeah, someone just mentioned the music. So yeah, you can actually play remix Street Fighter 2 themes. You can input a code at the versus screen, and you can get these tracks. So I think they're going to be mixing up the songs, probably.
Yeah, we tried to include a little bit of a change, but you notice there's some classic soundtracks, as they mentioned. They sometimes don't play 100% correct. They play over the soundtrack that's already there, but we love it. We love it anyway. There was a good example. You noticed that was 2 crouching light kicks into a standing medium kick. That's that chain combo stuff that I was talking about earlier.
Why did someone just blow up over there?
So if you are one of the people who has memorized the commands, you can blow people up on this stage, and pretty much every stage has an Easter egg of some sort. You can kill birds, you can blow up tanks and helicopters, you can blow up people.
This is pretty grim.
This is. I mean, remember, we're talking about the developer of Time Killers, okay? I mean, just be glad they're not ripping each other's heads off.
Yeah, I thought streaming was a blow up, but anyhow, look at that punish. What's triple roundhouse right there?
3 crouching roundhouses. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. See, now using the interrupt. Now again, you don't have to charge that interrupt. You just do it. So you block and then you get the interrupt for free.
Yeah, that right there is so scary too.
Headbutt is just terrifying. Like, a person could just do headbutt, and you would be like, well, I guess I'm... Oh, okay, that's gonna be... There we go.
He's gonna keep dying? Oh, so if you keep juggling, yeah, if you keep juggling, they're like, over and over. It's funny.
It's pretty entertaining listening to someone scream like that over and over again. It probably shouldn't be, but this is what happens when you play this game. Oh, putting the pressure on. Oh, it's super. Oh, it doesn't get a follow-up. See, the one thing I don't see Dank Pasta do a lot of is throws after. I feel like, I imagine throws would be really, really good. But again, this is Boxer, who has the ability to hold buttons very, very well. So you never really know for a fact whether or not he's charging tap, and thus will have the ability to do an escape.
Nice juggle there after the super. Oh, goes right through it.
Both players, very, very frightening. I will say that is some. Again, the only note I would give would be let's throw more. But you see the characters I play, so. I play the character that has the inescapable grab that's the SPD, and the character that has the inescapable grab that's the knee from ST. So
Yeah,
I mean,
are we gonna see any of the Zangiefs tonight?
I will say I believe there is a Zangief match in here that you'd be able to enjoy. And worst case scenario, for some reason there isn't. I'll throw one your way real quick. I'm pretty sure there is though. I'm like 95. Right. So now we're gonna see some more Blade. Now this is a
your mic.
Violante is definitely known for their high level Blade play. You're gonna notice Blade has the ability to throw an air fireball and attack afterwards. Not a unique trait to him. Akuma can do this too, but Akuma has to actually hit you with his fist. If you can believe that, Akuma's fist hits you while he's throwing air fireballs, because realism.
Of course.
Whereas Blade can just, throw a fireball and then immediately do a medium kick afterwards. He also has a dive kick, if you could believe that. It's certainly a move. It's not necessarily his best move, but why not give the character who has the best air fireball in the game the ability to...
He also has one of the Mortal Kombat sound effects, a hit, like that jab. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Oh no, I know.
Yeah. So that's like the only remnant of Mortal Kombat or something that I can find as far as like sound.
Yeah. So you can see tying it up here. I mean, Blade's entire game is really just rushing you down and then trying to make you get scared enough to get thrown. Oh, now you're gonna see some trademark juggles here. Violante is known for their juggles. They've actually posted up a guide on the best way to juggle each individual character with Blade in the game. Oh, you can see
nice.
that choke grab gives you free pressure. Now, granted, of course, you can interrupt right afterwards, is what you saw, but like, imagine if you had a command grab that set up air fireball strings like that in any other game. It'd be like, this is terrifying. Yeah, Blade throw, both of them are some of the best throws in the game. Better than Zangief's throws, if I'm being honest here.
That's interesting. I gotta see that. I know with that chokehold. Yeah, he definitely gets free pressure.
He gets a lot more than free pressure. I'm hoping we'll see it in this one. I believe we do. Basically, Blade can use not a glitch, but an interesting ability once they have meter. Oh, the pressure!
Is that it?
Oh, misses it. See, so if you catch a person right after you do the choke grab with a super, it actually forces them to block so fast in the middle of all of that, like it reblocks. So the amount of chip that gets taken is like 5 or 7 times as much as usual. So you could take off like 70% or 100% of a person's health bar if you set it up the exact right way. It can't be fully in the corner, and it has to be exactly right. But when it happens, the ground shave, which is what that rushing super with the knife is
nice.
Just absolutely terrifying.
I like how he got thrown and he was still lit up with the blue shadow from the super.
It's funny, like, I feel like there are other Street Fighter games where that happens, but in here, it's just, I don't know, it's much more satisfying to see happen.
Yeah, we saw it happen with the Zangief super a few weeks back on Polar Bear's Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Tiger Lily with the bits. What's up? Quick, change the channel. No.
Not this time. So Plasma is switching back to the PAX by Sonica here. Plasma loves to play Bison and Ryu, and also, as of course, is a big Sawada player as well. So you'll see a little bit of a different playstyle with Dictator here. I know you're a big fan of Dictator, so.
Yeah, my favorite character. I mean, I play him in this game as well, so. Play him, Sagat, and what do I play? Yeah, those two mainly, and sometimes Akuma, I guess.
Sagat's just so fun in this game. Like, I don't really blame people for wanting to play Sagat. Like, he's so ridiculous, and not like he's super broken. It's just like, I mean, you look at it like Ryu, and Ryu could do the same stuff as Sagat. It just is just cooler when Sagat does it, right?
Well, that eye move that he has, I forget what it's called.
The Evil Eye, yeah. Evil Eye is, whew. That's that. If you want a remnant of Mortal Kombat, that's just Sindel's Scream.
Or like Katana, but without the levitation.
Yeah, well, that's why I call it the Scream, because you think about what Sindel does. That is exactly what she does. Basically.
Fair enough.
Putting the pressure on. See, now I personally think that this is not a great match for Bison. As we pointed out earlier, the dodge with the down kick really does eat a lot of Bison's moves. But of course, you notice Violante is not really taking advantage of that, and playing more of a rushdown version, whereas Marcos was more apt to go ahead and just kind of sit back and let the Bison player come to them. Violante's like, no, I'm going to throw these knives, and you're going to have to deal with them. And that's that throw, the second throw I was talking about. Not the choke throw, but the forward and medium punch throw. Extremely, extremely fast. So fast you can literally walk forward right afterwards and just do it again. You can grab a person off the ground. I don't know if we're going to see that, but it is very, very potent. If a person doesn't know how to escape grabs, you're pretty much dead.
Reminds me of like Ibuki's throw, the way that it works.
Yeah, I see that. I do see that. Oh. See, now, if you really want to be really, really dirty... Oh, the super doesn't hit. See, it's funny. Bison had that super here way before he got it in, like, Street Fighter 4 or 5, so it's kind of funny to see them, like, correctly guess the character that has 3 moves. What will their super be in the future?
Yeah, that one typically stuns, right? I feel like it stuns almost every time.
Oh yeah. No, both of the supers are really, really strong, especially with the follow-ups that you get from the scissor kick super too. Oh, okay, doesn't get the juggle. See, something to keep in mind, any crouching attack actually is low. So you could do crouching jab and that's a low. It's just one of those things where, crouching kicks tend to have a really good dodging property to them. They allow the person to kind of move their hitbox lower.
Yeah, exactly. Low profile.
So we'll see here what's going to happen using the Devil's Reverse. I really like Devil's Reverse in this game. Yeah, it's actually really cool.
You can combo head stomp with the Devil's Reverse. Yeah, you actually get a lot of mobility from it. It's kind of interesting. Like right there, that was a cross up. It's pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, he can do that in other Street Fighters, but it's just like it's like almost like an innate thing. Like they wanted you to do that in this game. Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh! Violante still looking strong here. I mean, it's 2-2.
Got the little counter there.
Interrupt is so strong, but if you know it's coming, you can kind of like prepare for it. It's funny, on paper, Interrupt should be just straight up broken. I mean, look, it's a free alpha counter, but somehow it doesn't end up being that broken.
He snuck in another Psycho Crusher after the KO. That's funny.
Yeah, so Psycho Crusher, the Shadow version, the EX version, actually does have the ability to juggle very, very well. So you can actually just keep doing it over and over again. Good luck doing that, though. It is not easy.
So how do you do that? Is it with like Fierce Punch, charge back, forward, release, and then you have to like immediately... It's like if you were trying to do infinite bicycle kicks with Liu Kang, where Jax's stomp over and over?
Exactly, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Basically, the idea is that this game embraces the let's hold a button and then let it go methodology. And, again, is it for everyone? I don't know if everyone necessarily loves it, but once you get used to it, you kind of just distort your hands into playing the way that you want to, and you get... I mean, when I'm playing Honda, I literally hold my hand in an exact location. Like I have my... I have to show a picture of it. I'll grab the picture in a minute.
Yeah, I need that for the lore, yeah. but it's funny, because even with the Psycho Crusher, if you're doing negative edge, if you're a Psycho Crusher, you're still using your other fingers to hold jab and strong to get that infinite power move ready. So Dictator is more of a negative edge player than he is a regular positive player.
No, yeah, you're 100% right. There are characters who are definitely way stronger using negative edge. Cammy's way stronger with negative edge. Zangief, I guess not really Zangief. No. Blade, definitely. Honda, no question. Honda is a terrifying character if you know how to do the negative edge stuff. Dictator, as you pointed out. Vega's really good with negative edge as well, but that's mostly just because he kind of needs it. There's so many strong characters in this game, it's hard for you to really say which one you have to deal with. But Ryu and Ken definitely benefit from holding down heavy punch and medium kick on a regular basis. So here we go. So we got some Zangief. Now Zangief, I mentioned before, very much kind of like Alpha style.
Low profile Psycho Crusher with the sweep.
Zangief's crouching roundhouse is a magical button. It is so good.
And he comboed 2 sweeps. It does a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, you can so you can do crouching roundhouse to crouching fierce punch, and then continue comboing afterwards. In fact, a lot of times what I'll do crouching roundhouse to crouching heavy punch, then jump in after and go for an OTG grab like afterwards, and it all combos. And that's just because I dodged one thing. And you may notice also these jump ins are absolutely ludicrous. They are really good. There we go.
Funny looking one.
Green Hand is he's just kind of like saying I'm passing you just slightly. It's like he's like, get out of my way. He's not even I don't know what they thought Green Hand was supposed to be. Like when I see Green Hand, I think of him going forward and slapping. In this game, it's like he's like pushing you to the side. But man, I mean, I'd take this Green Hand any day. This is the best Green Hand I've ever seen in my life.
Better than EX Green Hand and Ultra.
I love the okay. So the big reason why I love Green Hand in this game is because reflecting fireballs is so ridiculous.
Ow,
like
the damage on that. He got 10 hits.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. And the jump in medium to crouching roundhouse combo there to take it home. That was pretty good.
Sorry, you were saying, my bad. Cut you off.
No, but I just was saying, like in this game, like reflecting fireballs is just so ridiculous. Like you can really make someone's life annoying by just green handing in their face constantly. Because it's like, okay, well, what do? I can't hit you. Can I throw you? Not really. I mean, you can beat Green Hand. I'm not saying it's like ridiculous, but you got to make a conscious effort. For some characters, Zangief can literally just Green Hand all the way in, and they just have to wait until he gets close enough to start hitting them.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Lariat yet, but Lariat has pretty good movement, and it's also the sound that you get when you insert a coin. There it goes.
You willed it into existence. I will say, the Lariat is ludicrous in this game though. Like it's great for juggles too, actually.
Combo. Yeah, all right. If you want to pick kind of an easy character, I think Zangief's pretty decent too with that. You don't have to really like ticket to SPD. Just like kind of go in low profile.
SPD is actually really difficult to do in this game. It's half circle back forward and punch. And you have to do it fast. You think doing DPs is hard. Imagine having to do half circle back forward as fast as you do the fastest DP you've ever done. And that's about what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I remember trying that. I couldn't do it, but I didn't realize that was the input. I just went for raw 360s, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
do
it's actually frustrating because it's like, why would you think it's half circle back forward punch? Like that's not in my mind what I think of. I mean, that's even in later Street Fighter games, like half circle back and punch, but half circle back forward punch. Like that's like some KOF.
Yeah, that's literally Iori's command grab in KOF. It's half circle back forward punch, and even that I struggle doing in CVS too.
With the good inputs in this game, they really make you work for it. So again, it's doable, but it's one of those things where I almost always use the airplane spin. Airplane spin is hold heavy punch for 2 seconds and let go while holding forward or back. It's an instant dizzy. It's escapable, but if you get it, you get a free combo, and it's frame 1. So you can either try to do a motion that's 8 frames or 1. A lot of times the 1 frame. Okay, so now we're going to see some absolutely nasty matches here. Daikobros, as we mentioned earlier, very scary player, very strong player. Into Marco, easily one of the best Street Fighter the movie players of all time.
Yeah, and also Marco, welcome to the chat. He said this goes back to his childhood and feels nostalgic. 20 years. Welcome.
So we, as you're gonna see here in just a second, Blade does have some counterplay, but a lot of it is kind of just staying away from Guile. Like, Guile, please get away from me. I can't deal with what you're doing here.
Look at that. Still pretty much use it as super to get in safely and gets a counter on block. Yeah. I'm picking Guile, man. Guile's too crazy.
Guile's really fun too. Like even if you were gonna like, oh man, he's boring. Like if you really just wanted to be like, nah, I'm gonna play the hypest Guile ever, you could go for like handcuff combos and stuff like that. Like he's got everything.
Why does that happen sometimes where you hear the sound of the hit but it does no damage?
It absorbs. Supers absorb because they're invulnerable. They still get hit, but it's like if they were getting hit, that would have done damage. But since they're invulnerable, it doesn't like make them truly invulnerable. It just makes it so they don't take damage. So that's why you can throw a person out of super, but you can't hit a person out of super.
Yo, Ward, thanks for the sub. Hope you guys are enjoying this Street Fighter the movie. Also, I should mention the bracket is live, so the bracket did go live in the middle of our broadcast. I'm going to link that to you guys now.
I'm excited. I'm so excited to see who we get for tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead. I want everyone to sign up. I mean, this is, you know, rare for us here, and it's a good way to mesh together the Street Fighter the movie community and, you know, our usual Street Fighter. Like
I still need to get in and actually play some other Street Fighter games with y'all. I do actually play other Street Fighter games. I just, you know, this is just my favorite one, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough. Yeah, of course.
It's not even because this is the best game. It's just like,
wow, what a jump.
Is there any Street Fighter game that's this entertaining to watch? Like, even if you had no clue what was going on, you'd be like, what? Like, what? How are they moving like this?
Yo, he keeps avoiding these ground stomps, so nice punish there. But no, I mean, one thing about this game is it has mechanics that don't exist in other games. Like a few minutes back, you mentioned, oh yeah, like you reblock. Which fighting game are you ever gonna say, oh yeah, I reblocked?
Yeah, it is again, for the time frame, this is so far above what they had to do. They really went above and beyond to try and make this as interesting as possible. And especially if you know the history. If you haven't read the history of what happened with Street Fighter the movie, there are two articles, one from Alan Noon's perspective and one from the entirety of like the Capcom directorial team and a bunch of top-level players, kind of just telling you the experience of what it was like seeing this in the arcades.
Wow, Sonic Boom trade.
So you'll notice Honda is trying to play smart and stay away from Guile. Guile is terrifying. Stay away from me, Guile. I don't want to deal with you. I'm going to fly off the top of the screen, and I'm going to stick to unblockable stomps and hope that I can hit you. And this is how it feels to fight Guile sometimes.
That butt slam right there, where he's going off screen, is also the negative edge butt slam as well. So that's like his EX headbutt. It's funny when you see it on that stage that has Akuma in the background because you can see the reflection on the ground.
Yeah, I wonder how hard they polished that floor. Like you could see so much of the floor. Like the you know when they have like those like tech demos where it's like a character's covered in reflective material? That floor is reflecting more than like Doral from Virtua Fighter 3. It's ridiculous.
Guy Cobros is escaping a lot of these the stomps. I like that.
See, that's the thing. Like you charge so fast. So another thing to keep in mind is charges are extremely fast. Extremely fast in this game. They're not like tournament fighters fast, but they're pretty quick. Charging a button to do a negative edge move is probably I think it's maybe like a few frames slower than the amount of time you need to charge a special move. Like, look how fast he's getting these flash kicks.
Yeah, one after another, basically.
It looks like you're charge partitioning, but you're not.
I think they gave that to Gao in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, see, do you see this? So that was flash kick, crouching light punch, flash kick, crouching light punch. Like, come on. How do you not love that?
Customs before all the customs. Nice stop there.
Man, can you imagine this game with custom combos? Sweet merciful Christ.
Man, this match is looking pretty heavy on the footsie side of things. Like, you can see one person's running away, the other's like chasing him down.
These are two masters of their trade trying so hard. I mean, Honda can't afford to really touch Guile because the second Honda makes contact with Guile, they're going to get reversaled by the interrupt flash kick like you just saw there. So basically, Honda has to trick Guile into getting into a bad position so that they can do a combo afterwards. Interrupts are instant. Like, even if Guile doesn't have a charge, he can interrupt with a flash kick 100% of the time. So anytime he blocks anything that isn't a fireball.
There goes the autocorrect. You get the full juggles.
Oh, okay. Oh, it doesn't dizzy. Oh.
Yeah, that's another super that dizzy's off. Actually, I would say a lot of the supers dizzy, but yeah, Honda's headbutt, it'll hit you like twice and you'll still get stunned.
It's funny. Honda, as you pointed out, was really considered like the absolute best. But we have kind of been enlightened by Daikobros.
The meta's still evolving.
Every time every couple months, as you pointed out, it just seems like something new gets discovered. I mean, if you really want to be like 100% insane, like you could give Guile unrelenting use of the glitch, and man, that would just be absolutely terrifying. Every time he uses that red super, if he jumped afterwards, he could just make himself invulnerable.
Well, that's the thing that I like about this game too, and well, I'll try to show it right after this match. But like how much has been documented so far, like this game is still evolving. It's crazy. Despite
all the things that seem really broken, we continue to play and learn things that you're just like, what happened there?
And now with like the hitbox viewer, there's just so many more tools that are being added. Like more stuff is gonna keep getting figured out.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait until the hitbox viewer is fully operational. We've seen a few previews. KDoc has been. Let's just put it this way: some of the tech that's going to be coming soon is going to be based off the fact that hitboxes are so small that you could just dodge everything. Like I have no doubt in my mind that's coming soon. Like Ken's crouching light kick. I mean, I was fighting Plasma's Sawada the other day, and I just was mashing crouching light kick over and over again, and it was so good. The only option that Plasma had was to use the lightsaber, because everything else was losing to crouching light kick.
That's funny. Oh, here we go.
Ooh. Oh. Now, Cobros definitely, again, as a person who's spent a lot of time trying to master Guile and has written a FAQ on Guile, has said that is the worst matchup for Guile is Honda. So what do you do when you get into a bad matchup with Honda? You switch to Ryu. Ryu is very, very strong. Yeah, best fireball, no question on that. I mean, look at this. In what game do you see Ryu throw this many fireballs? Like, the closest you're gonna get is old Street Fighter 2, and even then, I don't know.
Nah, and I have to rescind my previous comment. He has the best Hadouken. You gotta say it the right way.
Now I can't stop hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a yeah.
Oh man, again, two of the absolute best of all time. They are just so fun to watch play, and it's funny. Again, we often see them in grand finals, and it's just like, holy crap, these guys are so good.
Yeah, keep pushing that. Let me see if I can get like some of the I guess like the docs that have been created so far for the game, so you guys can see like what level of that this community has pretty much like reported so far for their findings. Give me one sec.
We've just while you're doing that, I just want to point out, we've been playing this game offline and online for going on 3 years now, and I can tell you things have changed significantly during that time. When we first started out, don't get me wrong, we had some ideas of characters that were really strong, but we did not realize how strong some of these characters were. They just are just like, I mean, Guile on paper looked okay, but whew.
So I have here the one of the I don't know what you would call it, like a Google Doc.
Yeah, one of our several Google Docs. Yeah.
So it has it has a cheat sheet for like how to do basically everything, like all the little codes you can do on the character select screen. Has stuff about every matchup, how to escape throws. So escaping throws is interesting, right? Because you have to not know your character's throw escape button. You have to know your opponent's throw escape button and do the opposite input.
The good news is at least it's not as complicated as it sounds. Like it's either up and medium punch or down and medium kick. Like it corresponds. Like if your escape is light punch for your first escape, the following escape would be down and light kick. So it's not like it's impossible to know. It's just we just escape things usually, but it is a really cool mechanic that's detailed in full here. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was playing one of my buddies, Boat Guy, early on in the pandemic, we were just both playing Akuma, and we would only throw each other just to get the Slam Masters, and it was exciting to be able to do it. Because even when you try, it's kind of hard, but we were doing it in game at one point, like just while we were fighting. It was so cool.
It definitely raises the odds, makes the stakes a little bit more crazy once you know the escapes, and like especially if you're playing the same person over and over again. Could you imagine how hype it was in the arcades? Like it's like throw escapes before throw escapes were a thing, you know? Like everyone's got like a multi-chain, like it's Tekken or something.
Yeah, and I bet like just hearing the Slam Master, because it sounds cool when you do it.
Yeah, can you imagine hearing that in arcades? I know for a fact we never figured that out back in the day.
Yeah, I remember one of the first tournaments I joined with you guys. I ended up like just having not the PDF printed, but just that one section with the throws, because I was like, I want to be ready for anything.
Yeah, it's again, this game rewards you. It seems almost like a surface level because of the fact that it's so silly looking. But I can tell you right now, like there's no question in my mind this is one of the more complicated games I play. Like there's just so much to it. You have to have so much matchup knowledge, and in some ways that's exactly like Street Fighter 2. Like look at Street Fighter 2. All it is knowing how you fight other characters. Like there's not a lot of moves, but you got to know how to use every single one of them as effectively as humanly possible. And this game does a really good job of conveying that, even though it isn't Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, and for anyone who's trying to like access this, if you actually go into the FightK2 lobby, this is one of the links that's up top. So you guys can take a look. There is a wiki being worked on. I think there's only 2 characters completed so far.
Mizumi wiki is we're moving this stuff, as you can see the link on the screen. We are currently working on getting everything moved over. We do happen to have the ability to pull all of the data thanks to KDoc, aka FHD_Tad over on Twitter. They created that training script, as I mentioned, and they've pulled so much information out of this game that we didn't even think was necessary, like all the frame advantage and everything. If you head over to Boxer, you can see something a little bit further along in terms of completion. But this Guile, as you can see, has... Yeah, it's that's the thing. We're aiming to give you guys the absolute best experience if you want to learn this game. I again, 3 years into playing this game seriously, I still learn stuff every single time I load up the game. I don't think I've ever had a set of matches that I didn't learn something from. Like, granted, you could say that about a lot of fighting games, but this one especially, it's almost always like, my God, I can't believe I didn't know that.
Well, I think just another cool thing about this doc is it also pretty much preserves all of the the findings from Twitter. You can just go directly to the link, for example, like this combo here.
Oh man, this is the Godken combo.
Is that an OTG?
God. Yeah, OTG Super that's escaped. The one super grab that you've escaped, it will actually cause you to get hurt worse. There's so much going on here. I could explain this, but man, it's so pretty. Like look at this. There's so many cancels happening. All this stuff is because when they were making this game, whether or not they intended all of these cancels to be in or not, I don't know. But Hurricane Kick having an EX version that allows you to cancel into air moves that you can then cancel into Dragon Punch, like where are you going to see that? Like that doesn't exist in any other game. Like that's just Marvel doesn't even have stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like it's. If I were to make a comparison, I guess you could make like a Koryu or a Street Fighter 2 mix comparison, but I think it's truly its own unique thing. Something that if you see it and it looks interesting to you, you really, really should try it.
Yeah, it's gonna seem familiar. Like if you played, any Street Fighter, it's familiar. But then, like all the little unique things that it has, it's fun. It's just fun to explore, and like we mentioned, it's still not completely figured out yet. So you might be the one who, from your own Street Fighter knowledge and expertise, try something in this game, and you're like, oh crap, it's cool, it works, and then that's like the new tech.
Found a lot of tech in this game, and I will tell you right now, as I said, it is. I think it unites a lot of people. Like they all see how insane this is, and they're just like, I can't believe this is so crazy. I'm gonna try and find a good Zangief match for you too. While just in case, I just want to make 100% sure I got a good one for you.
Yeah, all good. I just popped up another match. So
this is gonna be. Yeah, so this is Marco, another match. I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say there aren't plenty of good players, but it is really fun to watch Marco do his thing. I enjoy it, and I think you guys will appreciate this one. We don't get to see him play all these characters too often, so some of the best doing it.
Oh, we're gonna get to see some Claw, huh?
Yeah, now Claw is a very interesting character in this game. You take a character like Claw, who at the end of the day is kind of almost like a runaway character, and you make him more of a just like a actually you think about Claw, a lot of times his normals are stupid. So if we're talking CVS2 Claw, yeah, this is right up there. His crouching heavy punch is just as good as it is in that game here. If crouching heavy launched, maybe it would be quite as ridiculous as this.
Yeah, he's more like Wolverine in this, isn't he? Right, with that move right there.
You're right. I never really thought about it. He does kind of have like a launcher with a claw thing going on too. Huh. That's an interesting thing to point out. I hadn't thought about that before.
Next thing you know, he actually has Berserker Barrage. He has Weapon X. That's one of his secret moves.
I mean, he does have a really good Russian super. You won't see it here. I don't think you might see it. But his red super is his backflip, but towards the opponent, and he just keeps spinning, and he spins for like 15 rotations, and it's fully invulnerable the entire time. So again, I don't know where they came up with this stuff, but it's pretty entertaining. Like it's very strong, and it's also you don't get a lot of meter as Vega. You might have noticed there's been like almost no supers with Vega, and it's because he builds meter almost the slowest in the game. I think it's because they realized otherwise his super would be way too good. And
Hakudo pops into the chat. I'll play Claw tomorrow. Done. Let's go. Let's go, Hakudo.
That's what I like to hear.
Exclamation bracket. You guys know what to do.
So this is where you're going to see another example of the guile goodness. One thing that does give Akuma a really strong advantage over a lot of characters is he's so good at building meter, and he's so good at movement. Like he could throw a super fireball and then teleport after it, and use that to set up things. And that like think about that for a second. Imagine if an ST. I mean, granted, you can't play him in anything except on the home console ports or like New Legacy. But imagine if he did a fireball super and then teleported behind you and hit you while you were blocking it. Like you'd be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, I remember actually. I tried that out one time because I thought, "What can I do with this super?" And I thought about there's a player from Mexico who plays SC. His name is Yito. So he'll do Yoga Fire and then he'll teleport and mix you up. You don't know what side he's gonna be on. So I thought, why don't I try that in this game? And yeah, so I did Akuma Super, teleport, and normally the opponent's trying to guard, I just go for a throw, and that was my setup.
I got a good match for you. I'll throw that one in there. Just so you can, just because Zangief is so entertaining, and you get to watch me play against Daikobros in this one. It's pretty cool.
Oh, the invisibility on the supers.
Okay, let me get back in here so I can watch for real now. Okay, here we go.
For real.
So, again,
your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So I was gonna say one thing that it's kind of Akuma's kind of a good beginner character to pick up because he's so much like Street Fighter. He's a very Street Fighter 2 character. He's got air fireball, he's got ground fireball, he's got uppercut, he's got hurricane kick. Like, who doesn't know those moves? And of course, on top of that, he's also got some of the most distinct advantages in the game. He's also got the shortest stagger time. Like every time you get hit by stagger moves, you get put into this like fallback stance. And of course, the actor Ernie Ray Sr., I guess, decided they didn't want to act too hard like they were getting hit, and so Kuma's got the shortest stun in the game. So certain moves just don't even work correctly on him. Like certain supers will actually drop mid-super just because his stun is so short. There's other characters who have this too. You know, there's short stun characters in the game. Guile is actually one of the characters who has the longest stun in the game. He's in like top 3 longest stun. You would never know, but yeah, the longest.
It's hard enough just like hitting him.
I mean, you see what you see on the screen right now. I mean, I'm just telling you. Well, you're gonna see me fight Guile with Zangief, and you tell me what you think of it. But
all right, fair enough.
That's kind of the thing is like you have to be really aware of stagger in this game, and it doesn't seem like that big a deal until you get infinited.
Wow, wait, he comboed that on hit? Wait, what happened there on the wall dive? Kudo, are you sure you want to play this character? What? Oh. Okay, Marco. Force choke.
The force choke is one of my favorite glitches in this game. It is very, very good. I remember the first time we found that, we were like, how did this never happen during testing? Like, I feel like air fireball into grab should have been something that people were going for, but you know, that's the hindsight. You know, 20 years later, you're like, well, of course I do air fireball into command grab super. I mean, command grab. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But back in the day, you know, I mean, you were just so happy to have an air fireball, right?
Right. You didn't connect the 1s and 2s back in the day. There were just 2 separate moves completely.
It's not like the knife isn't good enough by itself. Yeah, Vega actually does have some really interesting combos. Thomas Conspiratorial has been one of the all-time best Vega players we've ever had, and as a claw player, he's really that was interesting.
Yeah.
Has really innovated a lot of combos using charge, shining crystal bit, and just like in general, you know. Vega's surprisingly not a very juggle-heavy character, but he does have juggles. Like, you know, you see those crouching fierce punches. They certainly do work very well for what they're supposed to. Oh, we almost saw the ground shave glitch. So, again, remember...
I love the names for all these different things in the game.
Life shaver. I'm sorry, I messed it up. But yes, the life shaver. Oh, someone in the chat, please start telling us some of the names. There's so many good names for moves in this game. We've been talking about it recently, and I'm forgetting them, and I don't want us to forget to mention them. They are so good.
Also, side note, you guys should definitely follow Conspiratorial on Twitter, because he posts up the most tech, I want to say. Like, there's always there's always a lot of like training mode tech and you know, little combos explaining.
There's a lot of people in the. I mean, I don't want to say this is a tech game, but as we pointed out earlier, part of the reason we love this game so much is because there is always so much more to figure out. Like, we've just. I almost kind of want to like have y'all at some point go back and look at like the first 2 tournaments we ever ran for this in person. The cheese levels, the dirt, the grime levels are just not even in the same stratosphere. It's like we're doing stuff that would make us back in the day be like, is this even real? Like, how are you doing this?
To the chokehold. Oh, but could he get anything out for that?
He could have, but that's one of those things. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes that's how it goes.
So actually, now that we're talking about offline, I know that there is a community in Japan that's playing this. You know about them, or anything you can share about them?
Yeah, so Acho actually was one of the first groups of people we ever saw running this game. They had the actual arcade hardware and set it all up. And part of the reason that we bring up K-Doc so much is that K-Doc is a Japanese player who kind of, you know, joined in with us and has been helping with so much in terms. I mean, you saw that Ken combo. I mean, come on. But it is one of those things where it's like you kind of you don't realize how big the scene is over there. It's surprisingly large for a game that's, again, did it even come out in Japan? It did, but have you ever heard of anyone from Japan talking about Street Fighter the movie? We've watched a couple of tournaments. They've posted some stuff. Acho. There's a couple other of smaller arcades that have done it as well. Unfortunately, a lot of them have had to stop playing the game because their boards died.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and these boards are a pain in the butt to repair. Just a heads up. This is the training stage. This is the...
What the hell? What am I watching? What? Explain.
So if you press start, down, light punch, and light kick at the character select screen, you can go to this stage. It's got doesn't come up in any order. Like, you'll never get to the stage unless you do the code. And a big part of what makes it so interesting is that you can see these values on the side. Without these values, it would have taken KDoc a lot longer to figure out some of the vital information they've figured out about, like, hits done and, like, charge times. I can't read this, but there are people out there who could tell you what all this code actually means and what it's doing. Yeah, and there we go. Now we're starting to see. I
think Tank from the Matrix probably knows how to read this stuff. Oh, no.
So, Guile versus Geef, again, very interesting match. Green Hand actually is pretty good against Interrupt, Flash Kick. It can go through it. So it is doable. It's not like it's an unwinnable match. You look at Guile and you think, of course he's going to eat Zangief alive, but it's not that bad a match as long as you're really, really patient with it. You just have to be smart about it.
Yeah, I like how you can just instantly cancel a green hand into a green hand.
Yeah. Not only can you green hand into green hand, you can green hand through stuff.
It's like he has a roll cancel, basically.
Yeah, yes. This is the kind of stuff that we live for, is the interactions that you see in some of these matches. That's just like, what is going on with Green Hand? Why is it like this? But you're like, how do you not love it? Like,
it just bit his ear.
I will tell you, I was trying out Zangief on keyboard for these matches because I was like, I want to see how fast I can green hand. So you might not see me do any SPDs on this, but
nah, fair enough. Yeah, someone should hit up Desk about this game. You'll probably figure out some stuff. That's the thing, like 55.
I actually I do pay on Patreon for Desk. I'll have to reach out to him and be like, hey, any chance you'd be willing to mess around with Street Fighter the movie? We'll see.
That'll be tight.
It would be really cool. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the stuff he would come up with?
Because Death is gonna come up with something new that no one's ever, that's the thing. Anyone who's imaginative and can kind of like just gets fighting games can come up with something new.
Yeah,
for this game.
I say what you will, Alpha 3 probably has that same kind of mentality as well, where it's like it's so variable, you could do that sort of thing. But I think that's part of the strength of this game is that it's like you can just like do what you want. It doesn't try to limit you. It's like just keep going. I mean, granted, there are bad matchups and good matchups, but on paper, like the Zangief stuff I can kill a person in one combo with Zangief if I really want to. You know what I mean? It's doable.
Nice combo there. Jab, 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 green hand. Oh, okay. You 3 green hands in one combo.
I like using green hand to get in, and the thing is, it's funny is you can actually.
Wow.
As you said earlier, it's not. Yeah, he also has green hand as an interrupt, and that's. I'm sorry, green hand just cracks me up. Every time he does green hand, I'm just like, what is going on? Like he doesn't.
And then you get a projectile to move with you. Like what?
Yeah. Oh.
Dang.
Yeah. But again, I'm just gonna say right now, there's nothing sad about losing to Cobros. Cobros is a very fun player to play against and extremely scary, as you can see. No joke there. So if you haven't gone on Fightcade and looked at replays, if you really want to pick up Guile, you could do a lot worse than watching his Guile or Marcos's Guile. Oh man, so this is a historic finals here. We've got Beige God, the guy who made the first Street Fighter the movie combo video. We tracked him down, and we got him to enter the Street Fighter the movie charity tournament. And so what you're seeing here is Lord BBH versus Beige God. Beige God is this is like ancient history. This is from how long ago? Does anyone remember when the charity tournament was? Was it 21?
2020.
Oh, it's 2020. Oh my God, time is flying. But so you'll get a good idea of some high level Sagat here using Evil Eye. Evil Eye. There's a move you could never bring back. I feel strongly that they will never give Sagat the ability to lift his eye patch and freeze you in place. I'm positive on that one.
Honestly, it's a pretty creative move, though. It's a pretty creative move. Oh, GNX comes through with the sub. He said, "What the hell is this? Street Fighter the movie, the GOAT."
Yeah, so this is actually grand finals. Right now, both players are they're in grand finals, and on the line is the marquee. This is not the full grand finals. This is just the first set of the grand finals. But it's I thought this was an interesting timepiece about where we are now versus where we were. We see a lot of Sagats, but Sagats have definitely fallen by the wayside for Honda. I mean, you look at BBH. Who is BBH playing now? He's playing Honda. That crouching roundhouse. I still have no idea where the hitbox is.
I mean, we'll find out soon enough. But
That's true.
It was BBH who was first optimizing a lot of those big combos after the Evil Eye. Not that you need Evil Eye to set them up, but yeah, he was the one who was kind of like doing those big juggles, taking half your life.
It's I'm glad that they're like-minded folks here, because some people might say, man, this looks kind of like weird, and it's like, to me, I watch it and it just looks like this. Maybe it's just having watched this game for as long as I have, but I can follow along with it no problem whatsoever, and it's extremely tense. Like, the game's so quick. Like look at how fast these charge punches are coming in. Like, look at he's doing. Like, in ST, you can't do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to say there's anything wrong with that. You probably shouldn't be able to.
Well, I guess Boxer can do that in ST, though.
Can he do it, like, straight up headbutt like that, like, right after charge punch? I don't know. I don't know if it's that fast.
I'm just saying, he can get in your face pretty quick, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I would, it's funny. This is the sort of stuff that would really give me some joy if I saw ST Boxer versus Street Fighter the movie Boxer. Both players are like 100% accurate to how they are. Who do you think's taking it home? Like, I feel like ST Boxer is terrifying, but I mean, look at this.
Like, nah. I think Street Fighter the movie's Boxer. Yeah, he's got the edge for sure.
Using the interrupt.
Oh,
I like how.
How do you do that parry with the gloves, by the way?
It's both heavies.
Okay.
It's the original V trigger.
Oh yeah, the pillars in the foreground. Nah, it's dope. It's interactive.
Oh, can't. Oh, look, he just ate it. Didn't even care. He's just like, whatever.
Is BBH gonna get the comeback? No way. He's not. Nah, right? Oh, okay.
Oh. We haven't even gone into tag mode. We haven't even talked about tag mode. There's this game that does have a tag mode in it.
One of my favorite things about the game, by the way, when I discovered, like, when I found out that existed, that was the only way I played the game.
I think the best part about them trying to do a tag mode is they didn't kind of like wuss out and make it so it was just like the end of the round and then you play your next character. Like, any game could do that. No, they made it like straight up Marvel. It's X-Men versus Street Fighter style, where you come in and you have to deal with the person in your face ready to murder you. Like, I don't know. Personally, I find that to be if you're gonna do a Street Fighter 2 tag mode, I don't know how much better you could do than this.
Yeah, you legit get an incoming mix-up, so you want to strategize where you kill them, like where you kill the first character, what part of the screen.
If you want to, I think we do have a Vicky versus BBH match. I think I sent you one. And that one's a tag. I think that's a tag match. If I didn't, I'll send it to you real quick.
Yeah, let me get that. Sun's about to set shortly, so it might have to be the last one we got.
Oh yeah. No. I figured this would be a good one to end on. So I just because we didn't have any tag matches up to this point, and we didn't have any matches with Vicky, so it's a good time to include Vicky. Vicky has won a couple of our tournaments using the power of Sagat. I'm hoping Vicky will join tomorrow. Also, if you're listening, Vicky, we would love to have you back. You've won a couple of tournaments, so let me see if I have it sitting right here.
And we're talking about offline hitting those Sagat combos like uppercut, like the whole dance, the whole dance.
Here we go. Just in case you didn't have it, it's right there.
All right, let me get this up.
I just got a confirmation. 400 people have commented throughout since the doc dropped.
Let me know if you can see it. I gotta turn on the.
Oh, I can see. I can see it. So,
who's who? I'm confused.
So Vicky's on the left. Vicky is the normal Sagat. BBH is the sunburned Sagat. It's funny, all the other characters kind of have like different colors. Sagat just has this.
The incoming.
So good.
Yeah, that's the tag mode. Incoming right there. Look,
yeah.
You can't even get on the ground yet. Yeah, I think to activate tag mode, both players have to do start medium kick on the character select screen.
I believe so. I'm almost positive that that's correct. Yeah, it's worth it. It's well worth. It's funny. Again, you don't get 2 rounds of it. I mean, it uses your rounds, but the fact that you get the incoming, they knew what they were doing. Oh, it's heavy kick. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong.
Heavy kick, thanks.
So this is a solid team. Oh, just as a note, by the way, in the secret codes, you can control what that screen in the back does. Pressing start is how you get Sagat giving Bison the what for, as it were.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't even know that. This game has so much. They focus. They threw in a lot of Easter eggs. Happy Easter, by the way, for everyone. But
what a perfect game for Easter. The Easter eggs are very strong in this game. That's funny. Earlier you mentioned Blanca isn't in this game. He is. It's just not a playable character. He just right. Comes out and shows off for a second, just to let you know they did capture him. Oh, so that was actually a medium kick, heavy kick. I think I kind of tried to make that clear earlier, but in this game you can air chain as long as you make contact with a person and they're hit by it, you get to cancel that move into another move. Same thing with ground attacks too. So if you catch a person with like a standing light punch, you can do a standing medium. There we go. That's what we want to see.
That's the Vicky special right there.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, the other reason why I like tag mode is, I mean, Vicky's only playing Sagat, but like you get 2 characters and that's hype. That's pretty hype.
I don't mind it so much, mainly because you still have to deal with that incoming. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it'd be cool to see more characters, but at the end of the day, it's still hype that, like, it'd be one thing if Sagat just like stood up where he was and didn't have to deal with incoming or something like that. This is at least preferable to that.
Yeah, incoming could just be the standard way of playing the game, you know?
So I will point out, we did figure out why tag mode is a little bit flawed. So it turns out, if you win and then run away, you can just win off of timeout. Like your second character doesn't even have to come in. So runaway is very strong in tag mode. Something to keep in mind. You know, it's not like a ruiner, but we did have to kind of say maybe we should. It's not banned. It's not like you can't do it. It's just frowned upon. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And K-Doc was the first person who figured that out, by the way. K-Doc was Man, that tournament was something else. K-Doc showed us the error of our ways.
Yeah, I mean, you would never think, but the timer doesn't reset until like the next character comes in, right?
Yeah, and it's there's probably someone in the chat who can describe it a little bit better. I actually had not. I didn't enter those tournaments. I was busy at that time. But it is something that we to this day have to lament. We're kind of like, should we run a tag tournament? Maybe we'll have to run one just because you guys you're reinvigorating my love of tag. I want to play tag, even though I know tag could be a little bit hard to deal with sometimes.
Ooh,
here we go. Oh.
Yeah,
oh, the uppercuts.
Oh.
Oh, doesn't get the uppercut though. Super.
Oh, I thought we were about to set up that infinite.
That would have been it right there. That was crazy because Vicky got a fireball out right as they were getting hit, so the fireball came out and they still got hit. That was really sick. Reflecting, yep. The toss. Oh, the headbutt loses. Interrupts.
I tried.
Oh,
took it.
Such a fun game. I'm so happy that we got to watch all these matches. I'm so happy everyone got to get a preview of what they're in store for tomorrow. Thank you, Riz. Like, this is just so cool.
Yeah, of course. As always, thanks a lot for doing the commentary with me and, sharing that lore. Hopefully we get more stuff prepared for tomorrow. Like before top 4, we can show off some stuff. But yeah, tournament will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I know it's a little bit on the later side for East Coasters. The format is fun. It's going to be 8 rounds of Swiss, first to 2 matches. And then after that, the top 4 seeded players move on into a double elim first to 3. So I hope we get a lot of signups and we get to see all this stuff live. These matches were pre-recorded, obviously, but when we get the live matches and
it's gonna be good.
It'll be our first time seeing it, and hopefully we get some new faces in and they experiment with the game. We'll definitely see some hype stuff. So
I'm staying up as late as that takes. I do not care. I'm so excited to see Wednesday night fights playing Street Fighter the movie. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, shout out to Alex Valle as well. And yeah, there goes the link to the Street Fighter the movie Discord as well as the bracket. And hope to see you guys in. Sun just set a minute ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and start eating. And yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
See you guys soon.
All right, take care.